The dock wasn't big, but it was everything to me. A weathered stretch of timber that jutted quietly into the lake, flanked by reeds and memory. My father built it in the late 70s, long before HOAs and Facebook marketplaces ever existed. We fished there in silence. He taught me how to tie knots and how to sit still in a world that never stopped talking. After he passed, I inherited the property, the boathouse, the dock, the title, and a small cabin nearby. I didn't live there full time, but I visited every month without fail. It wasn't just a place, it was ritual. It was grief in motion. It was peace. But Karen never respected peace. She'd arrived like most suburban tyrants do. Cheerful at first, eager to build community, always organizing potlucks and flyers about seasonal decorations. I didn't mind her much initially. We lived in the same neighborhood, but my land had been deeded separately. It wasn't under HOA jurisdiction. I didn't pay dues, and I had no intention of attending board meetings. Karen hated that. She started sending letters, first polite, then aggressive. "We'd like to propose installing a community paddleboard rack on your dock." I declined. Then came threats of liability and shared access expectations. I reminded her of my title, and she reminded me she had influence. I thought that would be the end of it. It wasn't. One random Tuesday, I got a message on Facebook from someone I didn't know. It said, "Super excited to meet you. Just sent over the deposit. When can we get the keys for the boathouse?" Attached was a screenshot. A Facebook marketplace listing for my dock and boathouse. Price, $18,000 OBO. Seller, Karen M. I thought it was a mistake. Maybe a prank. But the photos were mine, taken from public street views and old real estate records. I recognized the angle, the chip paint on the boathouse door. This was real. I drove down that same night. My heart thumped against the seatbelt. When I got there, I froze. A bright red sold sign was taped to the boathouse. The lock had been changed. The dock, the one my dad built, was occupied by folding chairs, a plastic cooler, and a welcome mat that read Lake Life. Karen was tending to her garden when I marched over. She waved like I was interrupting a cooking show. "Oh, you're here early," she said, wiping her hands. "The new owners aren't moving in for another week." "Ich stehe her, dumbfound. You sold my property?" She didn't flinch. "You weren't using it. It's been sitting empty for years. I thought it could go to someone who appreciates it. You have no legal right to do that." She shrugged. The board took a vote. I called the police. They came, took notes, and politely told me it was a civil issue. I called my lawyer. He laughed bitterly and said, "You're not going to believe this, but she's done it before." Turns out, Karen had sold or leased 3 other properties over the past year. Always places with absentee owners, always under the guise of community activation. Sometimes she'd rent them out on weekends. Other times, she'd take deposits and ghost the buyers. One couple paid her $2,000 to reserve a kayak shed she didn't own. Another family wired $500 to hold a piece of lakeside land for a birthday party. The HOA was silent, either clueless or complicit. My lawyer told me we needed airtight proof. So I got to work. I went back through HOA minutes. I accessed public Facebook groups where Karen had been posting listings under a fake account named HOA Solutions. I installed a wildlife camera facing the dock and caught her unlocking it with a key labeled Master. She was showing it to another interested buyer. But the best part? At the next HOA cookout, she started bragging. Over wine and plastic cutlery, she laughed. "Look, if people can't be bothered to show up, I will. I'm tired of wasted space." That's not how neighborhoods grow. I had my phone recording the whole thing. A week later, we presented the evidence to the sheriff's department. They didn't hesitate. Fraud, criminal trespass, false representation, property theft. It was all there. The arrest happened during the next HOA meeting. She was in the middle of presenting a new rule about flag colors when the deputies walked in. Karen blinked. "You're making a mistake." One of them read the warrant. Her face changed from confusion to rage in a heartbeat. "I did this for the community," she screamed as they cuffed her. "You're all just lazy." The silence was stunning. People looked away. Some neighbors actually applauded. Karen was taken away in front of the entire neighborhood. Her mugshot made the paper. The HOA issued a formal apology. Turns out they had no idea how deep her activism ran. I filed a civil case to reclaim damages and get a restraining order. I won. The dock? I repainted it, installed a new lock, bought a new set of folding chairs, the kind my father would have hated, but maybe smiled at anyway. I still visit once a month. I still sit on the edge and watch the sun hit the water like it's trying to make something right. Because some places are meant to be quiet, and some people are meant to be gone.